over there online?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, perfect, perfect. All right, we're gonna get started. Actually, let me make sure that the speakers.
Put your phone on there and then it moves.
No. This one's nice. So all the videos I'm posting now are through this. Yeah. So it gets.
Your content.
Laura, can you say something one more time?
Yeah. So that's how I'm getting it now. And you have an app,
Bye.
and you can download all the stuff you.
Perfect. That's what I said. All right, thank you.
So if you follow, I just posted some on TikTok.
Now,
Facebook. It makes it look tricky.
Ask 20
Yeah. I just made this one not too long ago.
perfect. All right, so now.
So I'm just trying to post from different clips. Thank you.
All right, so I'm gonna go over a little bit of information with you guys, share a little bit about our mission and what we're doing here, and then I'll go into a little bit more details of how we get paid. What's up? Welcome. Come on in. Come on in. We're just getting started. So this first part will be a little bit informational. You'll hear some testimonies from some people in the crowd, and then we'll have a little break, and then I'll go into more details about like how we get paid and what the different categories that you can choose when it comes to building this business, right? Building a little bit of side income. So we just like to call it the Healthy and Happy Project, right? I don't know if you've seen our walls, but we always talk about like our purpose, our mission is to make the community healthier and happier, right? And you know, I think the world needs that for sure. And when it comes to this nutrition club model, right? The products are taken care of for making things healthy, but we're the ones in charge of making them happier, right? So it's a little bit of a culture, a little bit of a, you know, an environment that we get to set. So, you know, some of you guys may be here just because you guys want to, you know, look and feel better, get on you know, your own plan. Some of you guys maybe want to make some, you know, save some money on the products that you're currently taking, start getting some reward points for it. Some of you want to make some extra income, you know, part-time around what you're already doing. And some may be here for a full-on career change, you know, to build a residual income, recurring income, right? And so just to kind of give you guys a little bit of information about what's happening around the world, right, especially here in the Central Valley. Obviously, obesity is on the rise, right? And you can look at like the map, right, of the U.S. But really, when you don't have to go far. You can just look at Fresno County, right? You can look at the Central Valley, right? We have lots of work to do. Okay, lots of work to do. You know, people are a little bit more health conscious, I think, over the last few years. They've become more health conscious and making better choices. But, you know, a lot of people are still kind of lost in that category, right? They need some guidance. And so at the end of the day, we get to come along and be a solution for them, right? And then when you talk about even like the money situation, right? People out there are also looking for opportunity, right? You know, things are expensive, you know, especially in today's world, right? Inflation, all the different things that are happening that affect, at the end of the day, the price, you know, out there in the market. Some people are starting to pick up second jobs, side hustles, whatever it may be. So there's an opportunity there also, right? So the beauty about what we get to do here is we have a solution for both, right? Help people with the nutrition, help people get healthy, right? And then we also have a solution for people to make some extra money, right? And that can be whatever they want that to be, right? It can be a part-time thing or it could be a full-time thing, and we'll talk about that a little bit, you know, as we go. These are just some interesting facts, you know, that half Americans wouldn't be able to cover an expense of $500, and about a quarter wouldn't be able to do even an extra $100, right? That's pretty crazy, right? So our solution is let's build more of these, right? Let's make the community healthier and happier, one nutrition club at a time, right? And what that entails for you guys, it doesn't mean right away, oh, well, you won't be able to do anything unless you're an owner. No, that's not true. You have options, right? And in fact, I've gone through all three of these options, right? So, you know, you can start off as a part-time coach, right? Ambassador of the club. You're helping people individually, yourself, you know, by introducing people here to the shop and come try a delicious shake, right? You can work behind the bar part-time, right? It's up to you. shifts a week. So that opens up a different way of making some money. Or eventually, if you want, you could open up your own shop, right? That was literally my brother signing a lease here for his shop. That's the picture right there. I think he was at Lavina's table when he did that, right? So, but there's the options, right? And the way we're working. Oh, sorry. I don't know why that's still on the screen. So, as far as your the different options when it comes to working the business, I'm trying to get this out. It kind of went away when you were messing with it. Oh, there you go. I felt like it was. I thought it was just on the computer. I didn't realize it was up there. All right, so these are just a few of the options that we do, right? Some of the stuff that we offer when it comes to the community structure. Some of you guys have come to our fit camps. We just tagged those. Yeah, you guys are in the photo.
We famous, y'all.
So, right, we have different community events that you can plug into to build your business, right? So the fit camp, that's just an example. We have the ladies' night, there's the Thursday night coaches training, there's so much. There's the challenges that you guys can get people involved in, right, to win some extra money, but have the accountability, right? And then you could just invite people to the club to have a delicious shake, right, to try the teas, right? You already love this stuff, so you just recommend people to come, and they start showing up and getting the same, sexy, mexy drink that you love, right? All of a sudden, you have people that are getting introduced to the products, right? And so, as you start to share what you already love, which most people do already, right? You go to a great restaurant, you're telling people about it. You go to, you find a great product for makeup, you're telling people about it, right? Whatever it may be, you watch a great movie, you're telling people about it, right? So it's nothing new, right? We're already doing that kind of stuff, and so that's another way to kind of build your own little side business. Now, what we choose to do is we choose to partner with the #1 nutrition company in the world, okay? And so a lot of you guys already know, you've already tried it, it's Herbalife, right? Herbalife's the leading brand in the active and lifestyle nutrition. We're literally already, it's official, we're the #1 protein shake in the world, okay? We're the #1 weight loss supplements in the world, and we're the #1 weight management and well-being brand in the world. And just to give you guys a little bit of background, right? So when it comes to supplements, right? None of them have to be FDA approved, right? So that's why you'll hear a lot of different things of, supplements, they're not safe or this and that. And to be honest, majority of them are not. Because you go to the market right now, half of the supplements on the shelf are probably crap, right? With fillers and all these unnecessary, things that go into it. They may tell you that there's 20 grams of protein in the shake, but there's probably only 7, right, or 8. And so very few companies invest the money to get third-party testing, right? And the highest one is NSF, right? And so Herbalife invests the millions of dollars, right? In fact, their budget is like 10 times more than the nearest competitor, right? Herbalife goes above and beyond just FDA. They go pharmaceutical grade when it comes to their manufacturing. They have the highest rating of the manufacturers, like ISO 70 something number, like it's the highest rating you can get when it comes to manufacturing your products. Herbalife has that rating, right? But you don't need to do that, right? Herbalife chooses to do all that stuff. And because of that fact, right, because they invest the money, in fact, fun, little story, in Europe, right, the aloe market was about to get banned because of the way they were processing the aloe. And that's a huge product for Herbalife, first off. Like, if you guys, I love aloe, right? So, Herbalife had to show them, no, we don't process it the way that they do. Like, we do a water filtration, they do like an alcoholic filtration thing. And they said, look, this is how we do it, let us keep selling. So literally Europe changed like the standard, said, okay, everyone needs to process it like this if you guys are gonna keep selling aloe in this market. And so the whole market changed, but Herbalife saved the market to keep selling. Like, that's the type of level of quality, Herbalife brings, right? And there's so many stories I can tell you guys that I've learned from the doctors and things like that. But because of this kind of stuff, we've attracted the best doctors, right? We have like over 300 nutritionists, scientists, doctors in the world that work with Herbalife, PhDs, putting together the products, the formulations, the ingredients, all that stuff. Basically, I share all that just to give you guys like confidence and the quality of the product, right? These are all the different products that Herbalife can help you with, because it's not just weight loss. You know, sometimes people confuse Herbalife with just a weight loss product because it's been around for 45 years, right? You know, most of the time you hear it as like, oh, my mom or my aunt or my grandma used to take it, right? It's not just their nutrition anymore, it's that plus much more, right? And so these are all the different categories that Herbalife, you know, is able to provide products for, even like skin and body care. But look at this stuff, like it's, you know, brain health, immune health, heart health, you know, all that type of stuff. So you have something for everyone. You know, we have the best quality products, all the different categories. You know, we're in over 95 countries. You know, we're 45 years in business now. Over 9,000 employees. It's crazy. And the best part of it is the money back guarantee. If people get started with Herbalife today, they have a money back guarantee. So if they're not happy with the products or even the business side of it, like the distributorship, we have a year to get your money back. Like, that's how confident Herbalife is. Like, yo, if you don't like it, no problem, we'll give you your money back. But you have 12 months. You know, that's crazy to me. So there's really no risk, right? But what I want to do right now is I want to hear some of your guys' product testimonies, because I think that's better than, I can give you guys facts all day, but I think at the end of the day, it's results that matter. So who here has lost like 1 pound on an Herbalife plan, right? All right, real quick, what's yours?
So initially when I first started, I ended up losing about 20 pounds.
Okay.
In the first 5 weeks, got abs because of that, so that's what made me a big believer. I was not a believer in all these products until I proved myself wrong. and I had them coach me. They gave me a program. I literally did my part, ate clean, went gym, took supplements, and I never had a six-pack, and I got a six-pack with the Herbalife products for my first time. So that made me the believer, increased my energy through the products. I also was able to correct you know, some of my digestive issues as well through the aloe that he's talking about. And that, I got hooked, you know. And so from then, I've gained, I've lost, you know, weight. I've had many transformations with it because the products are that amazing. Recently, you know, the latest one, I've gone up to 230 pounds, and then, so that was a nice little bulk. And then now I cut 15 pounds off. That was my last result. So now I'm sitting here, you know, now doing legs twice a week because of the gym. I'm up 3 pounds, so I'm at 218. So it's actually pretty dope, you know, all thanks to the products.
My product is
Product.
yeah. What's up, guys? My name's Lavina. I've been a part of Herbalife now for 3 years. I started just by coming into the shop just as a customer for my post-workout. I went to the Planet Fitness right here. I love the post-workout. It's probably one of my favorite products for sure. I love the way it made me feel, and then I started to notice the more I would come in every day for my post-workout, and I noticed like my muscles building, I noticed me dropping inches, and I felt amazing, and I don't recall like feeling that good before that. So I came in more consistently, met my coach through the club, actually hopped on a full program, and then within my first 3 months I was able to drop a total of 58 pounds, which again was amazing, boosted my confidence, and yeah, I just fast forward to now, I'm recommitted to my results, and I've been able to drop at least 10 pounds within the past 3 months, and that's just working around just a busy schedule, you know, so the products work if you work, so yeah, that's what
Well, so they lost a little bit of weight with, well, yeah, let's go. What's your result?
Okay, so my name is Sophia, and I'm from Hanford, so I'm from...
Yeah.
My brother's shop.
Yeah. So I guess my story is, I used to do fitness competitions
Oh, nice.
about 10 years ago. Gained a lot of weight. Life happened.
Yes.
And walked into the shop one day, and Adrian said, hey, why don't you try this? And I did, and it was very simple. It was a post-workout.
Yes.
And I liked it, and in 3 weeks I dropped 12 pounds. But
Yeah.
So I guess I'm looking at the product more for not only fitness, but I'm just really into mental health.
Yes.
So I just feel that the healthier we are, just mentally. So I'm just for the behavioral mental health aspect of everything. So I think if we look good physically, mentally we're definitely gonna just boost that confidence and that motivation. But yeah, and then one of my best products is the what is that? The pre-workout, the
Night
energy one. It's
The night versus lift off?
it's like watermelon or
Watermelon
Prepare.
Prepare.
that one.
Pre-workout.
So I will tell you, just with competing in the fitness world, and the products I took, it was that crack feeling,
Yes.
itching, So I had to tell Adrian, you know what? I don't. If this is going to give me the crack, itchy feeling, I don't want it.
Yeah.
And he told me, he says, no, it's not going to do that. And it doesn't do it, and I love it. And I'm literally, my workout regimen is in the gym 5 days a week. I'm really big on the glutes, so I really train that. And my cardio is walking. I walk 5 miles a day, 7 days a week, and
Good.
so it's
Thank you for sharing.
Try that pre-pair with night works.
Oh my
Get
That extra booty pump.
Extra pump.
Soft hands.
Blood flow without more stimulant, without any more stimulant.
Hi, my name is Stephanie. Before Herbalife, I was sat at 265. I started going into my fitness journey in 2021, but towards 2022, I didn't drop more than 220 pounds. I couldn't get below at all. And then I got introduced to Herbalife, and that's where I lost 40 pounds, I think, in 2 months. But I lost body fat. That's what I really noticed. Body fat, and my muscle went up. And honestly, I just felt overall very, very great. And now I'm at 185. My goal is 175, but it's kind of hard. But I'm getting there. But I'm going to deeply commit to my plan, and hopefully I get there soon.
Yeah, sure. Hi, my name's Brandon. When I first jumped on our program, I was 296 pounds. I was over 40% body fat. And for a guy to be over 40%, it's sloppy. You know what I mean? That's big. And so when we first started, I noticed I dropped 20 pounds the first month, got excited, started going hard, started working out more than 3 times a week, started running, doing all that. Within 6 months, I was able to drop 68 pounds, 23% body fat, and then got really small. So then I wanted to get really big, and so I hit the gym. I gained another 48 pounds of lean muscle, dropped down to 16.3% body fat, was lean, and now fast forward 8.5 years now, I'm down, I've recommitted to my goals. I'm trying to get back down to about 270, and I'm down 12.6 pounds so far in the last, 6 weeks.
Share my story real quick. So I initially started because I was always tired, skipping breakfast, eating bad, Taco Bell for dinner after I got off work, and Subway for lunch, trying to make a healthy decision. But jumped on my plan, ended up losing 19 pounds, 10% body fat, right? My energy shot through the roof. I've been with Herbalife now for over 12 years. My most recent results, right, is actually for the year so far, I'm actually down, 15 pounds. But the last 6 weeks, it's been about 10 pounds. So I'm cheating. I'm on our new product, Herbalife. And I'm not even lying to you guys. But you guys will have access to it soon.
I'm gonna share real quick though.
Oh, yeah, good.
Hey everybody, my name's Abby. Like he was saying, before Herbalife, I had no energy. I was, over 205 pounds, no energy at all. We actually hopped on the product, just to share our story real quick. We went on a family event in Vegas to do an indoor skydiving, and we had to watch from the window. So that was the hardest part, watching from the window. So we came back, we sat in the car, and this guy was like, hey, we need to do something about this. So we asked the neighbor, my neighbor was doing it, and that was the crazy part, because my neighbor was doing it. I was like, how is she losing this weight? So we ended up doing it on Facebook, social media. It was crazy. Like, I didn't go knock at her door. She was on social media. And I'm like, hey, Weight Watchers or Herbalife, and she reached out to us. We came to a community like this. We did a big camp. I said, I don't work out. I'm not doing this. We ended up working out, and we did 2 days a week. Worked out just cardio here at one of the shops like this. And 3 months said it was 68. 68 pounds. I dropped almost 38 pounds.
Nice.
So yeah. So now we're recommitted again. So back to getting our results back. Like life happens with us. Right now, the last 3 weeks I've been down 4 pounds.
Good.
Love it. So, right, results are always the best thing, right? Because at the end of the day, that's the name of the game. And so with that, guys, comes opportunity, right? And so the beauty about Herbalife is it doesn't matter your background, your age, or whatever. None of that matters, right? We don't necessarily care for that. What we do care about is if you're hungry and you have a desire to change, or you're willing to work, you're coachable, right? That's what matters, right? So at the end of the day, we know everyone needs help with either health, nutrition, sleep, energy, fitness. So many people need help with energy all the time, right? So there's always something out there. These are all the different ways that you can get paid in Herbalife, okay? Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail right now because I'm going to show it to you guys in a different way in just a second, okay? But this is a quick example of the retail sale, right? For every $100 you sell, you make so much profit based off of where you're at on the discount level. There's a commission aspect to it. There's a royalty aspect to it. And then what I would like to do right now is I want to hear success stories, but I want them specifically in certain categories, right? So the way I break it down is like 3 different categories. There's just being a distributor, right, of Herbalife. You don't work behind the bar, you don't own a shop, right? And you can sell the product however you want, right? And so that story, is Mabel on the call? I don't know if she's on. Mabel, are you on?
I'm here.
Oh, perfect. So I want Mabel to share kind of her story, how she's been able to use the clubs, right, to build her business without having to work behind a bar owner. Go ahead, Mabel.
Absolutely. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hey, it's lit. Basically, yeah, I've been doing Herbalife like full to part-time. February, I got myself together, and I've just been posting. I post my results. I've been consistent. I haven't really let up, and if I did, it's like a day, but for the most part, I keep it going. And being at the clubs, the energy, being involved in the boot camps, the workouts, like inviting people, showing the enthusiasm, like that really matters. People inquire and paying attention, as my coach says, to the people that are watching and reaching out to them. It's really done. It's really. I got 3 p.m. preferred members yesterday. It really matters. And when I tell you, it's your follow-up, it's your excitement, and it's your result. It's literally just like that.
I love it. I love it. Thank you, Mabel. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
So I'll explain to you guys what she means by PMs in a little bit, okay? But that's one way of building your business through a club without having to work or be behind the bar. The other way is being behind the bar, part-time or full-time, it's up to you. Obviously, you still have access to all the events that are still happening, but once you work behind the bar, you have now the opportunity to make a little bit extra income from the sales of the bar, right? And so now you're tapping into a little bit of a different stream of income. But for that one, I want Lavina to share. She works here part-time. Go, Lavina.
All right, guys. Hello again. Again, I started about 33. God, I'm not that old. I started about 3 years ago. And then, like I said, what started as just like a passion to feel good and feel good about myself, like just quickly turned into another passion of helping others feel good about themselves, and just like showing them that there's different options out there to feel good. So I started working behind the bar. I completely love it. I love being able to build relationships with people that come into the bar, explain the products to them, and explain like why they feel so good after taking the products. So that's how I've been able to slowly build my business throughout these 3 years is, making those connections. And again, like just helping those people how I helped myself, help them help themselves, right? So being behind the bar, I've been able to average, in retail sales, that's, I've been able to average, I want to say like 80 to 200, just depends on, it depends if whether I'm reaching out to my clients or whether I see them coming in and I'm listening to the things they need help with. And I say help lightly just because, like I said, at the end of the day, I'm here to help them help themselves, and it's just really cool. And then also we do get some the profit through working behind the bar as well. And I would say I want to say like 3 to 400 extra in volume points, I'm able to build behind the bar. And again, that just helps me build the confidence with continuing to build my business. I work this business completely part-time around my full-time life and a second job at that. So not only do I work behind the bar, but I also work a second job outside of that. But yeah, so you know, it's not something that's easy. It's not something that's super simple. But when you have that passion to help others or whatever you find your reason, it's just amazing. And I've also been able to build the confidence enough to start my own fit camps and help other coaches build their confidence when it comes to bringing in their clients, or you know, just showing them how to talk to people. So yeah, it's really awesome, and I'm just getting started, so I can't wait to see where I continue to go.
Yeah. Awesome. And then now I want to hear from some of the owners, right? So we have 3 owners here, so I want to hear. Go ahead. We can start.
Okay. Hi everybody, my name is Brandon. So once again, you know, once we lost 105 pounds together, we were using a lot of product. You know, because I fell in love with the product just like a lot of us do. And so what happened was people started noticing. So we started, you know, we went to our coaches, our uplines and stuff like that. And it's crazy because, so what she was talking about as far as our neighbor as the one that actually brought us to the business. This is the reason why I'm kind of going off tangent a little bit. This is the reason why it's important to invite people to these kinds of events and introduce them to the community. Because what happens is some people don't stay, some people drop off, stuff like that. So like Sly is our direct upline now, but he wasn't always our direct upline. So if you can kind of, and he'll show you how that works later on. But so fast forward, I sat down with Sly and he's like, hey, you want to make the money, you want me to make the money? And I was like, hey, well, I want to make the money. And he's like, so how much money do you want to make? So when we first started this business 8.5 years ago, it was more of like, I just want to be able to make enough money to pay for my product. That's it. I'm spending $500 a month on product for me and my wife. That's what I want to make. So that's how it started. So we started inviting people to the fit camps. We started inviting people to the club. We used the club just like Mabel does. At first, we invited people to the club, treated it as our office. We didn't work at the club or anything like that. We just used it like that. And then eventually it came time to where about 2.5 years after that, Sly was going to open up this club almost 7 years ago now. And I decided, you know what, I talked to the wife, we were making decent income, and it was like, you know what, I think I'm going to go full time with this. You know, I was tired of working outside. I did a manual labor job. It was very like, okay, it's time to go inside. And so I took the leap and I actually went full time behind the bar when we opened the hub. It was great, made good money, and within about, 1.5 years, we were able to actually open our own club. And so fast forward now, it's been, like I said, 8.5 years. We've actually just took over Blended Nutrition about a month ago. And taking over a month ago, last month, we were actually able to do over 10K worth of business. In the first month taking over the club, a second club, because we owned a club before too.
Yes.
So taking over this club, doing everything the right way, learning from our mistakes, stuff like that, just reaching out to the community. We've signed up 3 distributors in the last month.
Nice.
We've signed up 2 preferred members in the last month, and just trying to be active, doing the thing, doing the business. And I love it because there's no other business in the world like this. And no matter whether you make 10K or you do 5K or whatever it is, now you get that freedom, that time freedom where you own your own time. And I'm sure Sly will share this when he shares his story, but it's like owning your own time is way more important when you get my age. And I say that because I'm 45 years old. I'll be 46 this year, and I've learned over my lifetime that it's not the money you make. Yeah, the money you make is great, and you can make memories with that, but it's the memories you make in between, whether you make a lot of money or you make no money. So I love this business, and you can make a lot of money doing it if you do it the right way, if you do the business. So I love it.
Cool. So yeah, my name is Augie as well, and Augie. Not as well. Yeah, Augie. And well, to tell you the truth, right, we went through every stage of it, right? And I didn't want to become a distributor. I was afraid. All my mentors were all business majors. Went to school for business, had own businesses. I went for health science, so I was like, well, this is not for me. It's a business thing, And you quickly find out that's not the case. If you get on the products themselves and you get a result, and energy is a result, right? If you correct your digestive issues, that's a result that you can go talk to people about. There's a lot of people, who need energy, who have bad digestive systems out there. And then there's some people who want to lose weight. I lost 20 pounds, and it was noticeable. And so that's how the business landed on my lap. Again, went to my brothers, the uplines, sat in meetings like this, and they're like, well, they offer it. You can make the money, or I can make the money. Someone's gonna make the money. People want to buy. So they can buy through you, but we can't deny that. Or I can sell it to them. And well, we ain't down, right? I'm like, yeah, let me make that money, man. Teach me how. And the cool thing about it is that when you come to here, people are willing to teach you if you're willing to learn, right? And I was very willing to learn. I am a hard student. I am the smartest student. So if I can do it, you can do it. I promise you. But got into a program, lost the weight, and they said just explain what you're taking, and explain how you're taking it, and explain how the dang thing works. Very simple, right? Started getting clients. My first check ended up being $74, and then which was super awesome. Started getting more, in the business. Then they started opening up shops. We're doing the whole fit camp things. I was able to, luckily was able to hire by my brother. He put me behind the bar. I don't know why, but he did. We were to keep growing the business. We're having I had a business out in Pennsylvania, all that good stuff before COVID. They had 2 shops out there. It was growing. And it was beautiful, man. You're able to get to $4,000 checks, every single month, which allowed me to save up. He gave me a year. I said, hey man, time is ticking. Build your business, save your money, and go open up your own shop. And thank God for the hard boot. I opened up my own shop. I've been there now for 4 years. Thank God. It's a blessing every time you can, keep the doors open and serve your community, and be behind it and growing a business. Now we have 2, fit camps that we're starting. So we're doing the deal, right? We're trying to continue to grow the business because there's higher checks to be made through impact. So we're trying to, increase our impact, and it might increase our check. So that's super cool. But
and he qualified for his first vacation.
Yes, I did, man. So super dope.
We'll be going
Yes,
to
sir.
a Caribbean cruise next month. No, in 2 weeks.
2
my
weeks.
God.
Yeah.
In 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks. All right. Yes.
I
Go
have a
ahead.
really quick question.
Yeah.
Okay, so I write grants, and so I'm
So
writing.
what's up?
Yeah, I have
Hispanic,
Right. Okay, so I'm getting ready to throw the grants in, but my big thing is because I'm using this as the whole base point of the grant.
Smart.
But I need research based, and that's what I'm working on. And I'm just where would I get this? I have a pamphlet that Adrian gave me, but does that show me?
Research based as far as what?
For in the grant, they just want to know what product are you using. We need research behind it. So.
Oh man. Okay. Yeah. So if you go to our Herbalife.com, you'll find like the doctors. You'll find there's a lot of videos, a lot of training videos. Are you registered yet as a distributor? Okay. So if you go into like your training videos, you can literally go into like your product training, and you'll hear from the doctors, and they're talking about the products. They'll talk about like clinical trial stuff, and so you could probably start to probably go into like documents and look for anything that's been printed. But we could talk afterwards too, and I can tell you kind of maybe a little bit step closer, calling Herbalife and getting a little bit more information and see if they give you access to that kind of stuff. But we're a publicly traded company, so everything's going to be transparent and out there for you to have access to. In fact, I'm going to share right now a few of the stuff that's coming with Herbalife that's big time.